Our journey begins with a humble noob, fresh-faced and without an ounce of talent, experience, aim, or mechanical skill, but armed instead with eager curiosity. Our hero approaches a world that does not welcome newcomers. A world of precision, speed, toxicity, smurfing, game sense, and instincts forged in other games. Games our hero has never played. This is not a story about prodigies or professionals. This is not a tale of top 500 streamers or of an eternity expert. This is the story of a noob, one excited to try a hero shooter for the very first time, and a meager white belt who had no idea what he was getting into. We join our hero in the practice range, currently working with the character he's placed all his bets on. For him now stand Galactobots, and just now he attempts to string the combo together once more. Let's see how it's going. Ah, yes, look at that! A light melee, just at the crest of the kick, prior to the primary, and back down again, another melee woven in cleanly, followed by the primary fire, a ranged attack. But it is imprecise, uncontrolled, undisciplined, and not yet excellent. Our hero has been working on this for a while now, and yet he has not landed it in an actual game. He isn't sure if it's a liability, not even sure if the damage comes out fast enough before his enemies can escape. And still, he throws himself at it again and again and again. Why, you may ask? Because he is trapped in Diamond Hell. He's not helping. Look at him just run around and not do damage or put pressure on the enemy. Wait, let's strike. Doo-doo-doo. Doo-doo-doo. Off the cliff. And dead. You get the picture. But prior to Marvel Rivals, this naive noob's gaming background was Super Smash Bros., Age of Mythology, Mario Kart, Breath of the Wild, and Tears of the Kingdom, with a brief foray into Rocket League and terribly scoped Fortnite matches. He was definitely less than prepared for this chaotic new world. Marvel Rivals. His brothers introduced him to it, and from the moment he launched the program, he was entranced by the gameplay. It looked amazing. Heroes flying about, shooting, smashing, sniping each other. It was awesome, and our #1 noober couldn't wait to give it a try. As the calendar turned and 2024 tipped into 2025, he took the plunge. After a brief trip as Punisher through the tutorial, he was excited to jump in. He figured picking a character to train with while he learned the game would be better than jumping around with different heroes before hearing what the actual rules of the game were. And I bet you can guess who he picked without knowing anything about this game that he wanted to play. That's right. Everyone's friendly neighborhood Spider-Man. But after quickly realizing that this character was well beyond his capabilities without being first comfortable in the game, trying to play Spider-Man would be problematic to say the least. It was immediately apparent that his clunky fingers and grotesque aim wouldn't allow his Peter Parker any great powers at all. Hero shooters were different. Aim mattered, speed mattered, and everyone else already seemed to know the rules. So he chose the next closest thing, so he thought. Venom. And he one-tricked Venom all the way through to Gold 3 by the midpoint of Season 1. making little impact in his matches, but being just enough of a distraction that he would learn the game. And learn it he did. Amidst smurfs and toxic trash talkers, he learned of the 3 roles, their positions, and the object of each game mode. Whilst he dabbled as Dagger as an as-needed healer, he was in the end a tank. And as a tank main, he expanded his repertoire. After Venom, he picked up Hulk, smashing his way through to Plat 3 by the end of Season 1. Adding Thor for brute force and Magneto for the often requested shield tank, our noob hero found himself peaking Diamond 3 by the end of Season 2. And it was the thrill. He couldn't believe he'd caught a spoonful of diamond. Unfortunately, its taste would later grow stale, almost repulsive, because for the first time, the game was pushing back. Diamond was different. Toxic teammates, smurfs, the unspoken assumption that if you were here, you must have played Overwatch. You haven't played Overwatch? They ask. No, I hadn't. Sorry, I missed the homework, our hero replied. The tilt was everywhere, and learning to manage other people's emotions became as important as managing his own. But he didn't quit. He learned. He adapted. He stayed calm when others didn't, because Diamond isn't just a rank. It's a test. And while he didn't know it yet, everything he was learning, every punch he took, every mistake he made was preparing him for what came next. Because surviving Diamond's Inferno would require something new. Season 5.5 brought the release of the game's first 5-star tank, Rogue. Our hero was intrigued. Was Rogue the savior? The ladder on which he could finally climb to Grandmaster? It seemed only to be a faint, wispy dream. One he dared not speak aloud. But in the quiet tremors of his heart, he believed. Yes, he believed it was possible. Perhaps each of Rogue's 5 stars would teach him a lesson, and with them he would rise. For solo queuing noobs and newcomers to Marvel rivals everywhere, he would finally graduate and take the next step of his journey. Finally, into Grandmaster.